Just getting started, waiting for some people to join. Um, okay, I see a few people have joined. Hello, guys. Welcome in. I know I haven't been on in a little while. Um, just kind of taking it easy. But anyway, time to kind of answer questions, show you guys what I'm thinking, what I think is going to happen, blah, 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 blah. So, please feel free to ask questions while I am talking, and I will take a look and try and answer, okay? So, let's see. Anybody in here? Okay, nobody's in here. I will be recording and putting it on YouTube later, okay? If you can hear my son and whatnot in the background, apologies, but whatever. Alright, so we have our market depth here on the chart. If we zoom in far enough, we can see the order blocks and then the volume underneath it per level, right? This is not quite a W because this does not go underneath this area. It needs to go underneath, so I'm not 100% willing to jump in anything quite yet. Apologies for my son. But see, looking here on a bigger time frame, and this is on a 4181 tick. So let's go ahead and look on the 987. So the 987 shows an M forming, but we need to drop to about 3975 to kind of complete that before it does form. And it would make sense with what I'm thinking is going to happen this week. So my thought process is tomorrow market runs, MES goes to about 4,000, maybe 4,030 at the highest, 35-ish. And then that's where the next dump starts, basically. Turnaround Tuesday comes in, right? If you don't know what Turnaround Tuesday is, it tends to be basically Monday happens, then the flip happens on Tuesday, and the rest of the week is kind of a little choppy, but overall, let me disconnect from my Wi-Fi. Okay, but overall, what happens is it stays in the trend of what happened on Tuesday. So that's what Turnaround Tuesday is. So my thought process is we run Monday. It could be, upwards of a $50 run from where we're at now. But I believe that we run to maybe 4,030-ish at the high. I'll be looking for a turnaround at right at 4,000. But that's what I'm looking at, like kind of a slow day. We kind of end up at 4,000. Tuesday comes around, or even during Globex on Monday, we start going down, and we just kind of trend down for the rest of the time. So that's what I'm thinking. Hello, Stu Boy. How you doing? Let's see, anybody in here? Got 3 viewers in here. If y'all have questions, ask. If I don't answer right away, I apologize. So looking at the just the market depth, the DOM here, what can we notice? So we notice that there's a big level here where everyone's expecting a turnaround. That's because that's been the bottom for the night so far. Okay. Am I in my parents' basement? I'm in my house, bro. I'm in my office. And then we have kind of like even pressure, but the downward pressure is still slightly more, at least closer to where we're at right now, is slightly more than the bullish pressure. So, yes, this is on, this is Tradovate. I also use TradingView. I have something on here that shows me the harmonic patterns coming on. Okay, buddy. I'm probably older than you and make more money than you, but okay. let's see. If y'all have any questions, don't forget to ask. I see someone said to look at Snap. I can look at Snap. I don't really trade it. I trade futures mostly. That's why I'm on here with futures. But I can take a look at it. I think I had it somewhere on here. Let's take a look. Let's see if we can find it. And is there a particular time frame you want me to look at, or something like that? Because I will personally be looking at it on a macro level, not a micro level like I am with the futures. So this will be pretty easy. Let's see this. Yes, you need it to be on margin to trade futures. Let me go ahead and get on here. Snap. Alright, so let me add that on there. Let me go on larger time frame. I'm going to go on the hourly time frame. And let's go ahead and click that. So looking here, as y'all know, I like to play cipher patterns. I like to play harmonic patterns. This right here happens to be a W. So see that? It literally drew it right as I was talking about it. So this W here, we have a small M here that probably drive us to about right here, which will complete the W. So I like to say just around maybe $10.25 to say $10.75. So about a 50-cent range would probably be where you're going to enter shorts, and it'll probably start dropping. And that's just based off of this. But let's go ahead and try and chart some, supply demand levels and stuff like that. So as far as upwards movement, it looks like this seems to be a pretty good level, right? We've pushed here, we did break below it here, but then we popped off of it twice here, we popped here, and we're kind of going up here, right? As far as a downward level, this looks to be kind of your range, right? So let's go ahead and move that there. So that kind of seems to be what you're looking for, right? I would even put this lower, and that's just because I would want to break the entire range that we've been in, which is this including. So I would do that, but I would also have another one here to kind of like be aware of, right? That's what I would do. Let me make sure that this is... So I'll probably do something like that. Okay? That's how I would be looking at it. But that's just like literally glancing at it. I don't chart Snap like this very often. I don't play Snap. They're basically a dying company. They've told us since their inception that they were never going to make money. They weren't meant to make money. So, and guys, don't worry about that guy, Devin. I'm not even concerned about him. Don't worry about it. So in general, down is the way that it's going to go, right? It's just going to go down. It's a company that's not meant to make money, right? As far as what do I trade, I trade futures. I trade MES, MNQ, mostly with the small account, and then I have a bigger account that I play ES and NQ on, right? And then as far as options contracts go, I do a lot of, and you can see here, this is SPY, and these are levels that I had already had mapped out. As you can see, there's quite a bit of them, and this is on an hourly chart. So, well, you can see I do use, right, supply and demand zones, but it looks a little ridiculous because I have a lot of them. because I was mainly looking for downward movement, right? But as far as what I play SPY, QQQ, maybe AMD, Apple, and NVDA. Those are going to be the ones that I play options with. Can I look at Carvana? Yes. We've actually been talking about it quite a bit in my Discord that I have. But I mean, they have. I have not been because I don't really trade it. But okay, let me add that back. Okay, on an just looking at this, just point blank, we're rejecting off the 200 EMA. Probably going to go down. I would look at this level right here as the next area to break. Once we break below that, we're going to keep going down and form a new level, which will probably be somewhere right here, somewhere at the $2.60 range. So it's going to be quite a while. It's going to, it's going to chop. It's going to make its way down. It's going to range and everything. So, look at how long it took this once it broke to kind of find a new range, right? That was at $15.43 down to $7. So it dropped basically 50%. Next one, it started ranging from $6.50 to about $11.50, and then back, and then kind of did that before it finally dropped. So as you can see, we pushed up, reject off the 200. Look at the last reject, right? Took a little while. So it's just going to probably steady go down. That's my thought process. Let me scroll up and see the questions here. Sorry. I love harmonic patterns, Maya G. Futures are the best. I trade micro mainly. I do not have a Telegram. I do have a Discord group, but I do all my free stuff here on TikTok and on Twitch, and then post it all back onto YouTube for you to kind of look at later. And when I trade futures, I do not use a time frame. I use a range and the 4 range, and that's because it's closest to a tick chart as you can get on TradingView. Okay. Short investigation at MMTLP and GNS. I'm not sure about that. I'd have to look. I believe I answered that already. How many trades do I do in a day? That really depends. I'm trying to get less and less into making a lot of small trades and trying to go really heavy on rejections like this. Like, so if we were to fall down to here and touch this 200 EMA at 77.50, that would be where, so 3977.50, this is for MES, okay? If we were to drop down to there, I would go really heavy on calls, or longs I should say, and ride it back to around here, where this 50% line on the ADR is. And then I have my volume profile as well, which will show me kind of like what that pressure is looking like and as it changes. So that if I need to get out before that, I can see that and get out. Maybe instead of that, let's see, I like to trade mostly harmonic patterns in general. So looking at this looks like a nice W is forming here. Let me go ahead and point that out. So we have one here, to here, to there, to there, and so we should pop somewhere right in here. Okay, this is kind of where I'm looking at, somewhere this open weak area at maybe 86 to 87, 3987, and then a nice drop. So we're almost there. We're almost there. I would be willing to kind of enter once we go above here, which is the 86.75, so 87. Once we go above here, I would enter, so literally right at the open spot is where I'd enter a short, just based off of the pattern, and I would go really heavy, or I would enter maybe like 50% of my full position in just this case that we do kind of go up a little bit and offers me ability to average down, say here, right? If I get to average down, and for those of you that watch this later, that I mean here, okay? If I get to average down one time here, then that's cool. I can get the rest of my position, then now I have an average, say, of like right here, and then I can go down to here. Even though the real target is if you press your Fibonacci, you do that from here to here, your real target is going to be right here, okay, which is 3979. So 3980 would probably be a good one because people will have a psychological level at 3980 and they'll want to chop it up there. So that's probably a good level, maybe 3980, and a couple ticks above that would be really solid. I'm going to be honest with you, Texas Fun and Son, I hate Meta just off of principle. I hate that company, but I'm more than happy to chart it for you. Let me go ahead and put it on the hourly chart and go to it real quick. Here you go. Okay, so looking at it, I'll go to a shorter time frame so maybe we can see something. No, 65 minute, there we go. Okay, looking at it, we're kind of in a nice bull, basically just channel, right? We're just going up and up and up. Now, last pattern to show up on here was a small M, which drove us up here. So let's look at the last few times that we've gone above the 200 EMA, because if you're looking at this right, we've rejected, just gone above, and then started rejecting, right? So based off of this, it looks like even when you go above, you hug it for a while, and then finally go down. And when you break, it breaks bad. So I'm going to assume, just based off of what I'm looking here, we're probably going back to this level here where we've rejected several times. So let's go ahead and look at this. This is about, we can say 185 to 180 is about where you can expect a drop. If we continue up, that's where we're going to drop. Okay. Now we had a really, really hard pump here, so if we start rejecting, you're going to be basically looking for these areas as areas of pop back up, right? Because this is where you rejected last time, but you don't know what's going to happen there. So that's going to be your area of interest here. Then you're going to have area of interest here and here, right? You're going to wait to break those lines, and as you break them, you can enter a short for the next line. And that's basically what I would do with it. Short term, that's how I would play it. I would map out these little areas here, right? So here, here, and it's going to end up being a lot, but in the end, it's going to end up working out for you, right? Because so you have a level here that acts as 3 different points of red. So you reject, go down here, you reject, and then finally when you break through it, you see you pump up to this spot, and when you hit there, this is the important spot. This is important. Because if you notice, I drew it because of this, right? But look what happens over here. You hit it and you reject, and then you've come back and you break through it, which will come back and touch here. We'll probably reject, do some bullshit, and then maybe break through. We'll have to see. Okay. As far as SPY goes, I'm bearish on SPY. I've been bearish on SPY. I've had this channel drawn for a very, very, very long time, and it's rejected quite a bit. Even when it's barely broken through, it's not very much so. So that's one reason why I'm expecting the next drop to be coming soon. And my thought is they're going to trap you by basically running us up to this line here, which would be 413, 415, something like that, right? Push us up to here, make people think, okay, we're gonna da-da-da-da-da. Maybe push us up even to this next line and then reject and then go all the way back down in here. And it's gonna be heavily, is my thought process anyway. We are also on a very big macro level in this big W right here. Even though we've had these little other patterns that have moved us, this is a huge W that's actually going to be playing out very soon. So we can push as high as here before it's invalidated, and that's up to 430-ish. So that's kind of the high that I'm looking for. If we were to continue up, that's the high. As I said, that correlates with MES being at 4,030, right? Same concept. We're in a huge W. That W gets invalidated basically in the same area. Okay. Apple's actually really good with this. So if you use this harmonic pattern that I use here, I only use the W, and on the hourly time frame, well, this is the 65 minute. With a little things, it hits the first target 63% of the time, second target 32% of the time, and if you basically, after you pass the first target, if you make a trailing stop loss at the first target, you'll net about 173%. So looking at Apple, it's even better. And this is just to kind of help you have some confidence in what you're seeing on the chart, by the way, like when you actually see the patterns. So looking at Apple, we're in a big W as well, right? Rejecting off the 200 EMA. We could still move up a little bit, but this also shows another W. It's not showing this bigger one yet, but it is showing this small one right here. That looks like it invalidated. Yeah, it did invalidate because it pushed up to here, right? So the top of it was here, so that means once we broke that, it was invalidated. So that's why this W is still valid. And this one gives you a total of 61% with 43% and 28%. Let's see. Because 65 minutes is kind of a weird time frame to be on, but whatever. So I'm looking for a rejection here very soon, in my opinion. Wow. Once you move it to the hour, that moves up to 100%. So, yeah. This indicator is going to be the if you type in harmonic, it's not this one. It is this one right here: harmonic pattern detection, prediction, and backtesting by Reese. Oh yeah, and that's also my thought process. Apple starts going down, the market starts going down, right? The American market is Apple, unfortunately. So once that starts going down, we're going down. Now let's go ahead and look and see what happened here. Did this do what we thought it was going to do? So far, it's been rejecting this fib line that I drew. Once I drew it on here, it's been rejecting this 618. This is actually a pretty good area to enter. So when you use the harmonic, it literally tells you where to enter. Like, it'll give you a spot to enter, and then a target point and a target point. And then if it moves past that, it'll basically have several points of entry. So like, let's say it'll do something like this, like boom, boom, boom. And then your stop loss will be my pinky, right? So it'll have your stop loss up here, and it'll say you can enter here, and then targets are here. If that gets, it'll go, okay, you can enter here, and then targets are here and here. And then it'll go, okay, you can enter here, and then targets will be here and here, based off of your criteria. Okay? And that's how you use it. So you just have to, I don't use it unless it basically is above there. So if it goes above the second high, so first high, second high, third high needs to be above this second high but below the first high. right? So D is above B, but below X, right? A and C need to be staggered. So X, A, B, C, D. High, low, new high, but it's lower than the first high, new low, lower than the first low, and then new high above the previous high, but below the first high of the situation. And that'll give you good risk to reward, so that you don't end up basically having to like use the indicator to be like, okay, here, 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 here. You already know that you're going to enter here, and then maybe do another one here if you feel like it, and then your stop is, you know, where it tells you up here. So that's how you can be pretty accurate with this. So as you can see, this is what this is telling you is there's several patterns back to back, right? So your question might be, well, how the fuck do I do this, right? If there's 3 patterns back to back, what do I do, right? How do I use this? What do I do? Well, the answer is you use the first one until it's invalidated. So here, right, this first one would have been what you would have been trying to enter, right? Got invalidated, no problem. Then you exited. As soon as it was invalidated, you were out. You probably lost maybe like, if you're playing futures and you're doing 1 MES, you lost maybe like $40, okay? Now you see this is telling you, okay, an M is forming. So now this is what you're going to enter. But Jordan, there's now a W here. What do I do? Well, the M is first and it's bigger. That's what you're going to do. The previous one is what you're going to do. So this M tells you that we're going to drive up to, say, here. Well, guess what? That completes a bigger W than the one that's here, which is what I want to enter. Because we have rejected here, here, here 3 different times, right? So with that knowledge, using the cipher plus using demand and, you know, resistance and all that stuff, right? That helps me draw a big picture of what I want to do. So this is telling me that had I wanted to, I could have longed anywhere underneath here, right, up to here, as I've been telling you, right? Anywhere underneath here, I could have longed. So we get here, long, and if I draw the pattern, it makes sense. So if I draw the fib, the entry is going to be the 618. So your entry is here at the 618. Okay. Yes, we do go below here, but that's just another area. You basically are going to average down at your golden pocket, at each area in your golden pocket, with this being your last one. This is your last resort, and then you're stopped out at the next line, okay? Which is, well, technically you wouldn't stop out. You would probably wait for it to break below your 200 EMA and then stop out somewhere right here. And that would just be using your whole chart to your advantage, right? But you would go and you would enter here, and then another one here, and then another one here, and then lo and behold, you bounce off. Your exit can be here, and here I always use this as my exit, my 236, and this is what I told y'all before. My 236 is my exit, and looky here, we tapped almost right there. And this is actually telling you that this W that I drew, which I drew this before this told you, right, where to go. Remember, I drew this and I said, this is your entry. Look where this is telling you to enter. Exactly where I drew this shit. And this will happen with you as you slowly get used to doing it. You'll be able to do stuff like this too. I drew it to a dot where it needed to be. So that's my good entry, right, for this W. We push up. Also happens to be, if I scroll over here, also happens to be my 236 for this M that I would have drawn. And remember, I'm trading futures. I'm trading MES. This is MES right now, not coins. I do not do crypto. I mean, I trade crypto on my own, but I don't trade crypto like with you guys. I'm not like some crypto guru. I don't claim to be, so. Best time frame to use it. So as I mentioned earlier, if you're going to trade futures, you're going to want to go to time frame and go to the range. You're going to go to ranges and you're going to do the 4 ranges. That's as close to a tick chart as you can get on here is the ranges, and it's pretty close. It's pretty accurate, and it's pretty damn good. You get a 20% return, just about. And if you only go for the first target, you can hit it basically 8 times out of 10, right? Between 7 and 8 times out of 10. So that's pretty solid. And then let's see, if you're going to do options trading, my recommendation is the smallest time frame would be the 15 or the 30 minute. So let's go ahead and look at SPY, for example, on the 15 minute. And this will tell you exactly how accurate it is when it pops up here and what you can expect. And as long as you respect this first target, you can hit it 6 times out of 10. You do the second target, you hit it 4 times out of 10, with this being your stop loss, right? The first target. And you'll net about 70%. So that's out of 121 patterns that popped up. 120 trades actually happened. This is how it worked out. This is on TradingView. I'm looking at SPY on the 15 minute. Now, what's really neat is as you go up, this is going to get more accurate. It should get more accurate anyway. And just looking at this here, right, manually, you can see a nice, beautiful W that played out here. You can see an M. I was just about to point that one out there. Just pointed this one out. So let's go ahead and look. So now we're at 110% with 60% accuracy. So as you start getting higher time frames, you can be less accurate and net more, right? The indicator is the harmonic indicator by REEES. So now the one that I want to use is the 1 hour time frame. This is the one I recommend. I would recommend the 1 hour time frame. This is going to be a swing trade time frame where you're going to get contracts about a month or 2 out, maybe $5 to $10 out of the money, and let it do its thing. Okay? So this one hits 60% of the time. So as you can see, it's getting even more accurate. It's getting 62% of the time, and you'll net 150%, right? Now let's go ahead and say, what would a 4 hour time frame look like? Even. It might even be more accurate. You can see this W playing out. This is the W I've been talking about. 190% at 60%. So you get what I'm saying, right? Harmonic patterns are really nice, and this indicator will help you see them as you get used to them. But let me be very clear, it is much better to learn how to do this on your own manually with a tick chart on Tradovate. So looking at this tick chart on Tradovate, what can I see? So I can see an M forming that needs to come down. This is a very tight M though. I wouldn't play it. It's a little funky. This is more of a double bottom than it is probably an M, but it's starting to try and create things like that. Let's see. We had this W that played out, right? We had a failed, well, it's actually not failed yet, but we have an M here that could go all the way down to here before it's failed. So looking at this, right, we have, and this is just a bigger tick time frame, okay, we were on 144, now we're on 987. We can see a bunch of rejections here. We can also see rejections here, but this looks like a bull flag, no? That should push us up, as I said earlier, to that 4,000, 4,030 range, and then we have that hard rejection because, looking on an even bigger time frame, this is where we fell off last time to create a massive W. That if we push into route here to here, we might drop. Okay, so I will show you my harmonic indicator settings real quick. So basically I turned off everything except for the cipher in terms of the pattern, okay? I made my targets the 618 of CD and the 1.618 of CD. If you want it to be even more accurate, I recommend just the 618 of, I believe it's XA. Let me think. It should be XC, actually. Where is it? Motherfucker. Okay, it's not there. So XA, 618 of, let me see, hold on. Sometimes I gotta redraw, okay. Okay, so it would be X and C, X and C. So you would want, probably I could do the 618. I don't know why they don't have X and C on here, but I have C and D. And that is probably because C and D is here. So maybe I'll do B and C. Let me see what they have. I can change this. Let's see. X, C, X, and A. We'll do X and A. Let's do X and A. X and A is better because it's from here to here, and normally I would draw it from here to here with my own fibs. So we can do that. Or you can do just the 618 of XA and it'll be more accurate. But your profit takes will be very tight. So like in this scenario, right, if your profit take is here, that's your first profit take, your second profit take will be like right there versus it being all the way up here. So I like the 1 because it's just better. So I'm going to do this 618 of XA like that. Okay. So let's see how that changes things. I want to actually take a look at this real quick. Just give me 1 second. I want to take a look at this and I'm going to show you the, because if it's not as accurate, I'm going to change it back. So, and then I'll show you the rest of the settings. I started thinking about it, that made way more sense. So it's a little less accurate, but it's only 2%, and this is slightly less accurate. So I will change it back. So 618 of CD, okay, and then I will do the 1.618 of, oh shit, CD as well, okay? You can also do your profit take as, damn, what is it again? Fuck. So I could technically do my profit take as C, which I want to actually see if that makes it better. We're going to learn together. Let's see. Profit take as C. Let's see what that does for me. So that actually made it a lot better. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay? Profit take as C. So second target is C. First target is the 618 of CD. Okay, I turn off all these other ones. I don't want these other ones. Fuck the other ones. Okay. All I want is the cipher. That's the most accurate. It's going to be the best one for you. Now, scrolling down. This is nearest there. 50%, 50, 50. This is beyond X or D, okay? Percent beyond X or D. And then you have this. And if you don't follow along and you don't grab it all right now, it's okay. It's recorded. It'll be put on to whatchamacallit later. So, oh damn, that actually changed it to something else. So I'm going to make this back to, sorry guys, I keep jerking you around, but 1.68 of CD, okay? Let me see, did this get more accurate? So this was 51%, and this is 66%. Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna keep this. So C made this go to 66%, and it was only at 51% at the other one. But see, the difference is I lost 10% on total return, but now I'm more accurate. I'd rather be more accurate, personally. That's me. So this tells me this W should be playing out here very shortly. It gave us 2 entry points, and notice the first one has been playing out nicely. The second one that I drew, which had the better risk to reward, did not get hit, but that doesn't mean that it can't be, just hasn't been hit yet. So that's all right. I'd still rather enter here than here any day, and that's just because of better risk to reward. And to show you an example of what I mean by that, let's go ahead and see if I can find something that can show you why I prefer that. What the fuck is it? Aha. Okay, so here, if I was to do it there, and my stop loss is, say, let's just do 92, just to kind of, well, yeah, gives you a little room, okay? Gives you a $2 2-point move. Now, my profit take, if I'm being 100% honest, would not be where they have it drawn. It'd be about right here, because this is where the point of control is on the chart, so I'd probably put it about a tick above. Now, I can either do a risk to reward of 1-to-1, or I can do one of 0.52, which means I'm risking double of my profit, right? When I could just be risking exactly what I would be making in profit, I'd be risking, right? So that's kind of why I do this. You want to do the better risk to reward, and to be honest with you, a real stop loss would be like right there, be like 91 maybe, which would give you a risk to reward of 133. I like to give myself a little bit more just in case, but yeah, it'll be posted on YouTube. YouTube has the same handle as here, just without the underscore, Haskala Trading. So remember, futures, the way I like to describe futures versus stocks is think of stocks as books. Books fall into categories, right? Non-fiction, fantasy, biographies, right, etc. Well, that category that it falls in is the futures. So yes, there's a gold price, right? There is something that does currencies. There is something that does crude oil. There is something that does, this, that, and the other, right? But there is also one that does tech and things like that. And so I play the ones that do tech, because tech are, at the moment, they are what lead the market. So I'd much rather play that. Now, there's a lot of people that play the currencies and gold and stuff. I play gold every once in a while. I won't lie to you. But yeah. So this is the volume profile. I'm not sure if that's what you're asking me. Yes, they're reliable. This is what I play every day. Is what I make money on. Oh shit, my phone's falling out of my hand. Let me see. How do I use the butterfly things? You talking about these right here? Well, so they'll tell you entries and target points, right? So this was an entry, and this is a target point. And then this would be the next entry if that one was to fail, and then these target points will adjust slightly. Now, I trade a lot off of the DOM personally myself for market depth, basically giving me order blocks and showing me, like, I'll basically use this in tandem with the pattern that I'm seeing to help me find where that entry point would be at. So you notice how I drew this, and I got, I don't want to say lucky, but I drew my fibs earlier, or I drew that design, and it literally was spot on to right where this told me to go as well. Well, that happens to be practice, but also if I was to look at the DOM, I would see probably a big level somewhere right here, which you can see there's actually a couple decent levels right here, right? And they're bigger than the ones that are down here, with exception to the one that's close right there and this one. But yeah, these are bigger levels than the ones that are bullish. So what you can expect is basically a push to around here, and then a hard rejection right in here. And look at this. Oh shit, wrong thing. That happens to be right where we have all of this drawn. So that's how you can use it in tandem. Let me see, hold on. I'm looking at the, what am I doing with SPY at market open? I don't trade market open. I trade probably like 2 hours after market opens. It just is better for me. It helps you see the trend that happens that's kind of already going, as well as, you know, you don't get chopped up by whatever's going on. Let's see, trade on volume profile. I definitely used the volume profile as something to trade off of. So on the 4 range, let's see. So just to kind of show you an example, right? What this is telling me is this is showing me bullish versus bearish volume, right? So at this level, we have more bullish than bearish volume, but this is kind of a little bit reactive. So as we're here in this level, this will slowly move as, say we push down, this will maybe push more that way, and then say we push down to here, and then we push harder. Well, guess what? This will push even more this way, and the volume may even increase as well, right? Options that I do, so what I'm looking for personally, and this is just me, I talked about this a little earlier, but as far as SPY and QQQ go, I'm looking for a rejection off of here, somewhere in here. Also, the highest area that I think that SPY will go is about 430, and I have levels drawn already. But we currently are bullish based off of pattern, right? But we have a lot of areas that it needs to break to continue to stay, and I'm looking to short off of these levels. That's basically what I'm looking for. I'm more of a, just to be frank, we're in a recession. I don't care what the government's trying to tell us, we're in a recession, and they can say what they like, but we are, and we're feeling it. Prices and inflation are ridiculous. A dozen of eggs should not be like $7, right? But they are $6-7. It's stupid. So with that in mind, right, we can't stay bullish too long. So these levels of interest are good levels to turn around at for the next big this, next big this, right? This. And just looking at the top of this slanted channel that I know I have a lot of red lines here, but we really, really do reject heavily off of this. So I gotta say, I'm looking for a drop. Let me delete that. Okay? These are not butterflies, these are cipher harmonic patterns. I do scalp, but I scalp with futures, right? because futures are going to give me better risk to reward for scalping in general. I refuse to play 0-day contracts for QQQ and SPY or SPX or whatever. If you do, I hate to say this to you, whoever taught you to do that is an idiot. Because that's how 99% of day traders fuck themselves. Theta is the worst possible thing for a day trader, and when you day trade options contracts with 0-day, that's you're basically gambling. You're just praying that the trend continues, and it continues faster than theta will eat your contract up, and it's just not smart. So if there's one thing to take away from this, don't trade 0-day contracts, and just don't. The risk is not worth it. What about crypto? This works on crypto, yes, and I'll go ahead and show you. So let's go ahead to go to the 4 range, and let's go to where's Bitcoin? Look at Bitcoin, because that's the only one that I have XRP up. Let's see what this is doing. So looking at XRP, right, we had an M here. I can already tell you that, drove us up, but happened to complete a bigger W that drove us down. Big W drove us down. Double top here, not an M, despite what this is trying to tell you. This is a double top, not an M. And that's why it failed. So sometimes you need to be paying attention, not just using this to use it. Pay attention. But even looking at this, if you did use it exactly, it hits the first target 60% of the times out of 277 trades. So this one failed, and the reason this failed is because it's not showing you the W previous to it, which is what drove you down. But yes, I mean, I'm sure at the time it probably did, it's just not showing it right now. Actually, I really don't know why this isn't showing that W. Let's go maybe to a 15-minute time frame. This would be a little bit better. I'm not sure how crypto does with tick charts, so that's why I wanna check the difference real quick. Well, if you can combine, if a trend line matches with supply and demand, that's like the perfect spot to do whatever that trend line and that supply or demand is telling you to do. That's like the spot. So this is now 78% with 57. So I probably use a 15-minute time frame. This is pretty solid. Okay. Oh shit, my bad. Phone might die soon. I'll probably get off here in a minute. I gotta put my son to bed. But yeah, so it does work with crypto. Fine. It works very well, actually, with crypto. I just don't trade crypto like that. But yes, harmonics work, and understand this. Harmonics are based off of fib lines, right? So harmonics are going to work with trading, regardless of what you're trading. Most of the time they're going to work. At least 6 to 7 times out of 10 they're going to work. And the reason is because, okay, this is Bitcoin. The reason is because they're based off of fibs, and all algos base their buying and selling off of fibs. So I'm not super zoomed in so you can't see all the patterns, but this is 68% accurate to the first target on 204 trades. You know, that's pretty damn good. I'm going to say the indicator name one last time. If you don't catch it this time, you got to catch it in the video that I'm going to post to YouTube, the follow-up, or, you know, the recording of this. So the indicator is this one right here, okay? I'm not going to go over the settings again. You're just going to have to watch the video later for the settings, but that is the indicator, okay? You're very welcome. Sure, let me see. I hope nobody asked any questions in here. Oh, Blue, I hope you're still in here. If you're in here, please just say hello real quick in the Twitch chat. My bad, I'm just seeing your message. I don't know when you typed it. It doesn't tell me a time. But if you're in here, I will answer that question for you. I'll answer it anyway. So how can you tell when the EMA crosses happen with the offset settings? So I don't have those EMAs on right now, but we can go ahead and put them on because I haven't been using them, so that's why I have them turned off. But so my 9 is the jaw, and my 21 is this. And so with the offset, it's pretty simple. When you see a decent gap in the cross, when your 9 crosses above your 21, it signals to long, and when it crosses below, it signals to short. So we actually had a short right here, but with your 200 EMA here, which usually is a bounce zone, that would have been your idea to wait until you broke below it to enter, and so you can use some confirmation, which it did not break below, which is why that break right there failed. Okay? This was a decent one, so you enter here, get out around here when it starts curling back up, right? Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. You can see a little bit better. This signaled your long before even the M did. So breaking above here, this also goes. You have now you have to bounce off your 200 EMA, right? This M is now formed. Your EMAs are crossed above. Three signals to get in longs, and then look what happens. You go from 20,000 and 900 all the way to 23,000 and 350, right? And that's for Bitcoin. So, you could use these all at the same time, right? Yes, a lot of people did ask how to use the harmonic, and I did explain how I use them. And then like how, you can draw different things to help you get your entry and all that good stuff as well. So, but looking at this now, right, we have a W forming. We're right here at this area, different areas that are interesting, right here. Probably going to drop back somewhere in here, bounce off this 200 EMA, back to this upper ADR. That's how I see Monday going for basically everything. Everything's going to go up, turnaround Tuesday is going to happen, and we're going to start tanking everywhere. The whole market should start tanking. Unless they have some type of good news, we should start tanking. So we're starting to hit those areas, or push back up to that area that I was telling y'all about earlier, where our entry would be at, right? See how I told y'all and why you want to exit here? Your point of control of your volume profile. Look what happened. We turned around right there and pushed back up. So we complete our W somewhere in here. Stop loss is also above where I put it, where I would normally put it. So I put my stop loss here, but we could go put it there. And then we enter, and then our real profit take should be somewhere in here where the 200 EMA would be, so like 3,980. But I would probably do right here, right? Because this is where we keep turning around at. So, and yes, I have heard of the strat. Use it. We've used it a lot in my group. A lot of people in my group use it, especially when it comes to like the inside candles and all that good stuff. They love it, like the 3-2-1s and the 1-1-2s. I don't fucking know what they are, but I know that they use it a lot. It's a good strategy. It's a very good strategy. And something that I preach a lot to people is you need to find something that resonates with your thought process. And when you find something that resonates with how you think, keep using it. Even if it stops working for a short period of time, you shouldn't go looking for something new immediately. What you should be looking for is a way to enhance it or a way to adjust it to start working again. You shouldn't look for something new. So if you use the strat, right, you should be looking for things to enhance what the strat is telling you. So if you use inside candles, maybe you can use this as a way to say, oh, look, this pattern's here, and there's an inside candle here. This is extra confirmation, right? Oh, we're at a demand or supply zone, plus we're also having these inside candles, blah, 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 right? So let me go ahead. Someone asked me to do a fib pool on XRP. Fuck is it? Oh, and if my phone dies, sorry. What the fuck is it, man? We're literally just looking at it, weren't we? Oh, here it is. Where's that XRP? Okay. So let me go ahead and go to the 15-minute time frame. Do you want a macro or a micro fib pool? That's the question, Scotty. Do you want something that shows you what's going to happen on a bigger scale or a shorter scale? Because at the moment I have it kind of in the middle, but personally I would recommend a larger scale. Okay, cool. So I'm going to do the hour time frame. Let's go ahead and take a peek. So as of now, we've been just ladder. We're basically in a ladder step down, right? So we had this where we chopped and then big drop. And as you can see, we're doing the same thing. But we need to break where we are by a long shot. So we need to break, I would even say, I would just put it a little higher, maybe like right there. We need to break there before I would consider this a turnaround back. And then what I would be looking for is basically here, here, and here for turnbacks. But it does make sense because XRP does like to range between like 30 cents and 60 cents. So if we do break, I would be looking for that 40, what is that, 50 cent area. This is like 50 cents. And then I would be looking for kind of like here, which is 55, 56. And then I'm sure if we move over some more, there's an area, yeah, right here where it goes to about 65. So I would look for that. But if we reject at this level, right, if we reject here, we're going back down to the 30s, probably somewhere even, maybe even 25, we might form a new low. This is at 29 cents. We might go down to 25 cents. So just based off of the last drop that we had that got rejected, right, when we ranged, that was a, let's see, 50 cents to 32. So that's a 20 cent drop from where we're at now. That would be, oh shit, sorry if my phone froze. That was a 20 cent drop from the last time that we rejected our last area up here. So this drop here was 20 cents. So if we do that again, that would be something like we would be at 20 cents, right? So I'm not very bullish on anything right now, to be honest with you. I mean, short term, like literally Monday, I'm bullish. But as far as a macro level goes, whether it's crypto, whether it's the stock market, whether it's, you know, anything right now, I'm sincerely bearish. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I said I used to enter on the cross, but I noticed the offset gives a late indication. It's not the offset that gives a late indication of the cross. The indicators are a lagging, EMAs are a lagging indicator in general. You have to remember that. The offset is just to show you where it actually happened at. So, for example, right, when you're looking at these EMAs, this one, right, the 200 EMA, you can exclude, but the 9 and the 21, this cross is happening as you're like right there. So like you're seeing this when you're actually here. So like, let's look at this, right? Where are we? So like this is doing, as we move up, so when we get to like here, you'll actually see a separation, right? It's not, Nicola, it's not that I don't think that it can't break that line, this line right here. It's not that I don't think it can. It's just that the market in general, every single market I'm bearish on, right? So if it does break, then maybe we're bullish a little bit more than I think we're going to be, and since that maybe we're bullish an extra week longer instead of just one day, maybe we're bullish the entire week. But if that's the case, I have areas of interest to tell me that, which would be here, right? If we break that, then maybe we run for the rest of the week up to around 50, 60 cents, right? In terms of the regular market, I have the same thing on SPY, right? If we break my trend line, then maybe we're bullish to here, and then if we break that, then maybe we're bullish to here, but this is where I draw the line and I say this is where we turn around. And that's because this huge W would be invalidated above that. I wish it would bottom out in the next couple months, but I don't think so. I think what happens is, and let me rephrase, I think we find a bottom, but it's not the bottom. What happens is, and this is what happened in 08, if you want to scroll, we can scroll back there, just to show you what I mean. So in 08, what happened is, well, 08, 09, I should say 09. Looking at the market, right? This is the market. This is where I'm talking about. I think we're about here. I think we're somewhere in here personally. We're somewhere in this area. We're going to find a bottom, and we are going to push up, and this is going to be in the next 6 months. And people are going to think that is the bottom because we're going to have such a nice recovery off of it. It is not the bottom. We're going to come back down to touch it again and potentially break it just a little bit, and then go up again, and that will be the bottom. We'll basically double bottom to propel ourselves back up, okay? But I'm not trying to call the bottom. I'm not trying to figure out when that's going to be. I'm going to let the chart tell me that, right? Until it tells me we're bullish again like this, until it tells me this, I'm bearish, all right? Because look, we're below here, we're below there, right? We still have a good ways down, and as far as what I think we're doing, I think we're going somewhere to pre-COVID, like I think QQQ, for example, is going to around 230, 235. This is the one that I've had drawn for a while. As you can see, that black line there says 236. That's where I think we're going. Right in here, I think we're going to one of these. This area we chop and then we push back up. That's just me. I'm not going to say that it is the bottom. We could go even lower. We could go all the way down to 200, right? I'm not going to call it, but I am going to say that this is where I would start looking for some turnaround. This is where I start looking to be bullish. But you are correct, Tiny Randall. People trying to pick a bottom, surefire way to get fucking schmacked. Same thing with people trying to find a top. You don't try and find a top, you try and play the trend, right? You try and play the trend, play the pattern, play the volume, right? And that's it. That's how you're going to be successful in the long run, right? The fibs are going to help you find your exits, and there you go. So my phone's going to die any second now. I'm going to go ahead and get off before that happens. Love you guys. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you have any questions, you can always shoot me a email at, here, let me show you. So first, let me show this. If you want to shoot me an email, you see the email there. If you want to join my Discord group, you can also, do the little thingy right there. It's $15 a month. Don't feel like you need to, but would love to see you there so we can keep teaching you. But if not, YouTube is right here, so you can watch the video later. TikTok is here, which you're already on, and then the email is right there if you want to just email me any questions or whatever, or if you want to set up a one-on-one or anything. All right, guys? Just something to be aware of. I'm going to start showing this so that you guys can start getting that info. Let me go ahead and show them to them on here. See that? I don't know if they can see that on there, but we'll see. What's that? Upside down. There we go. Show it to them on the YouTube so they can see that if you want to. Jesus. Okay, that's enough. Anyway, shameless plug there. Alright, guys. I'm going to hop out. Hope y'all have a good one. And remember, Nicola, if you want that question answered, just check the YouTube video. Yeah, I explained all that probably right before you joined or something, but I did go over that. So, yeah. Hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see y'all later. Alright?